Walt.
Okay.
Mind your P's and Q's because
Okay.
we are
Oh,
going.
okay.
We're going live. Um,
Okay.
okay, here we. Yeah, we're gonna go live a little bit early. It's dangerous. It's dangerous
Da, da,
stuff
da,
around
da,
here.
da.
Um, all right, so let's see here. Okay, I think we're feeding out to the folks out there. If you can hear me loud and clear as we're coming out there to you live here, let me know if there's any problems with the audio. Also, let us know you are joining us live on the
Oh,
Utreons. Yep.
that's Cake 12.
Yep, there you go. So that we can hold the shooters. That's right, we can hold the shooters. And YouTube won't let us do that. So if you want to join us live, you have to go over to Utreon / I don't know. That's like what the gun sales guys like to do to you. Well, I'll tell you there, Missy, there ain't nothing more scary than that sound. So anyway,
And that's the damn Joe Biden approved.
yeah, exactly. Brandon approved. So yeah, if you want to join us live, go to Utreon / Who Moved My Freedom. That's the place that you will find us if you're listening on audio or watching us later, because we do put this up on the YouTubes later. So there you go. Let's see. If you're ready, Walt, I think we will kick this off and we will get this going here.
Rock and roll, baby.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation, Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US-made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not-so-free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. All right, boom, we are live. Let me throw Walter in. It's a Tuesday. Here, we didn't do Monday because that was Independence Day, 4th of July. What are you doing, Walt?
Well, this is the subject we need to talk about.
Lasers?
That John Crump talked about today.
Oh, lasers. There you go, lasers.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this officially. This is episode 916 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm not in the mood to do math, so I don't know how many bottles of beer is on the wall. I would guess something like 84 or something like that, I don't know. Someone out there will tell me. Cruiseman says there's a big problem with the audio. We can hear Hank. Laugh out loud. There you go.
You can't hear me? Hello? Anybody out there?
He said he can hear me. That's the problem.
Oh,
so there you go.
Okay. Sorry.
The title of the show is Postcards from the Liberal World Order with Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms. There he goes, Walter Keller, joining us with a Hank Strange broadcasting patch on his hat. Very nice, very nice. That's very cool. There's my hat. Shout out to Armslist. Big up to the dudes from Armslist, my friends out there, and sponsors of the show, which I appreciate. You know, we need all that money to pay the bills around here. Shout out to everyone out there. I see 42 Chilled, Cruiseman, obviously. And let's see who else is in there. Armament and Axes, Jade Grew. Shout out to everyone up there. Hit those arrow ups under the title here in this Utreon video. There's an arrow up. Hit those. We appreciate it. Walter is a contributor to this. Safety Harbor Firearms, 50%. So if you guys give up some money, if you give $1, Walter gets 50 cents. There you go. He can use that for his gas money.
Sure, I'll take it. What the heck?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
I gotta get my battery charger. Where do I find a battery charger for this thing?
I don't know. Is that what flashlight is that you're holding up? I don't.
This is that laser. It's one of those Chinese lasers that.
Oh, okay.
One of the green Chinese lasers, but it appears the battery is dead on me.
And what kind of charger is it? Is it micro USB? Or? Is it one of the magnetic things?
let me open it up in the backside and show you the battery.
Right. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, that's old school. That's an old school.
Ultra Fire.
Yeah,
Ultra Fire.
Ultra Fire. There you go.
Made in the People's Republic of China.
All right. There you go. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna venture to ask how everyone out there, all the folks out there, how was your Independence Day, 4th of July celebrations? I will venture to ask everyone here. I'll throw. Let me see. I have this on my phone. This is what I put up. Nowadays I just I throw up these things. Once upon a time, a spark caused a fire that freed a whole nation. That was my posting for the 4th of July. A little cryptic, I guess, to people who don't understand what that means, because some people don't understand. What you get up to for the? Are you still trying to figure out this laser?
I'm still fucking around with it.
We're working here.
Okay.
Walter.
Okay. You want to know about my 4th of July?
Yeah. How was it?
Well, let me just say one word that'll describe the 4th of July: hot. It was effing hot. Anyways, military parade in Safety Harbor, 4th of July parade.
I think you posted a video somewhere. Was that on Dirt Foot Racing or something?
Yeah, that was in my driveway.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, 4th of July parade. We had like 12 vehicles, guys and people in the club, enthusiasts. Did the parade, no problems. Lots of people out. Yeah.
Okay.
Born on the 4th of July stuff. Throwing beads and having fun. And
you guys throw beads on the 4th of July in Safety Harbor?
No. Yeah.
You guys throw beads? It's not Mardi Gras. It's not New Orleans.
We also
what are you throwing beads for?
Because
you just need a reason.
It's a party, man. It's a party.
Yeah, if you throw beads at someone, do you get to see boobies? Probably not the ones you like. Probably not the ones you like.
I'm not commenting on that. It's not a requirement. Most of the beads I throw to small children that are on the side of the road. Parade went off fine. Everybody came back to my house, fired up the grill, cooked some shrimp and some ribs and hot dogs, hamburgers. Everybody brought things. Everybody ate. But the party broke up really early because it was just so effing hot.
I understand.
So some of the guys went off in their trucks and kind of bounced from bar to bar downtown. And then I stayed home. We just picked everything up and put everything away. And
Peggy Licious is not home.
No, but she might be in the chat tonight. She said she was
really?
gonna maybe.
Shout out to Peggy if she's in the chat.
Yeah.
How does it? You missing Peggy? How many days can you go without Peggy? I can't really go that long without Lola. But even though sometimes I'm on the road for like a month.
Yeah. Well, the other women's helped out on the 4th of July and the parade. I mean, at the party, helping get things set up.
PHK says yes in the chat. By the way, PHK in the chat says yes. I'm guessing that is Peggylicious.
What you see? Oh, PHK, yeah, Peggy, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the party went off without a hitch. Like I said, it was just hot. So, but everybody seemed to have why they were having a good time. Everybody was having a good time. So, because there's been parties, probably more like the Christmas party, where we're still outside chatting and sitting around. It's getting dark, So.
Yeah.
About 2:30, everybody went their own way. So.
Yeah, I know you invited us to come out there, but we were supposed to go to.
Yeah, what happened with that?
We were supposed to go to St. Augustine and do some videos with Sam Andrews of Andrews Custom Leather, and those plans got canceled because Sam, his landlord where he's at, decided to repave the whole driveway. For the I guess it was like a long weekend, so the guy was like, "Yeah, we're ripping all of this driveway up and replacing it," and Sam was like, "Hey, we can't we can't do it." So we wound up not having that to do. But then our like extended. I hope everyone else's Independence Day was fun, but ours was actually pretty horrible. We basically stayed home, but it was pretty horrible because I don't know how else to tell you this, Walt. And usually, we talk all the time. We have like open lines of communication. Like with me, you, and Patrick, who's not here because I think he's out to dinner tonight. He's usually on the free for all Monday. It's Tuesday, but he would usually be here after a holiday Monday like that. Anyway, so we found out that our older son has, for the last year and a half, not been going to school, but we've been paying all the bills and everything, including for apartments and all of that. And he hasn't been doing shit. And he's basically been, conning us that he's going to school. Even though we checked into this, because I know people are going to go, oh, you got. First of all, he's an adult. And even though we had them sign stuff that we could see their stuff, they wouldn't let us see it. We found out because we're doing our taxes, which we're in business, so we do our taxes kind of late. And our accountant was like, "Look, we need this tax form from your kid's school." So Lola got that for my younger son, and he's doing pretty well. He's like on the dean's list and everything. The older one wouldn't give it up, and then he came up with all these excuses, and finally Lola called the school. And the school wouldn't tell her anything, and they insisted on getting on the phone with him. And after they got on the phone with him, he came and confessed to us that he's basically been going up to Tallahassee and not doing shit up there.
And is that because of the thing called Tang?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was really horrible. I'm telling you.
So it's all coming to an end. It's all coming to an end rather quickly. I take it then.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Because if it was me, I would drag all his shit back.
Lola told him to go get his stuff from up there and bring it back. But I'm not paying any of those things anymore. And he's obviously living with us, but he needs to get a job and start figuring his shit out. He's a grown, like my kid is, he's 23. He's a grown ass man. Yeah, but he's about to find out the hard ways of the world. We're in debt for a lot of money on this kid, by the way.
Yeah, he's been pulling your leg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. So I could just tell you, Lola was. So listen, you know me, and you know me and Lola, and you know Lola spends time. There's a considerable amount of time Lola spends mad at me, right? You know this, but there's mad,
right.
And then there's that.
Serious.
There's that next level.
Volcanic eruption.
Yeah, there's that next level where I try to very rarely rise to the heights of the. I usually know, when I'm getting to the line and messing with Lola, I usually go, oh, this is the warning. If Lola does not curse, by the way. She's one of those, she's old school. She's African, so she's old school. She doesn't curse. If Lola starts cursing, I go, oh, I'm getting into the danger zone. So
Vesuvius is getting ready to explode.
Yeah, Lola was properly really pissed off. Not to say that I wasn't. I don't know. I kind of knew, and I think we both kind of knew something was going on, but we genuinely tried to find out what was up and talk to him and encourage him and all this kind of stuff. But I guess he just decided,
fuck it.
Yeah. So
and spent your money.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And I still had to do stuff when you get just hit by the freight train of that kind of bullshit, and you still have to work. Even though I wasn't doing the podcast, obviously we're always working because we've got Stranger Palooza and other things going on. Armory and Access says, what reason / excuse did he give you? He says he doesn't have one. He just didn't want to, after the whole COVID thing, he just didn't want to go back to the school. Because we went up there and signed him. Lola went with his girlfriend and signed him up and went around, did all this kind of stuff. And he just, I don't know, man. His life was too tough of someone else having to pay all his bills, and all he had to do was go to school. So yeah, I don't know if anyone. I'm assuming other people out there have been through this kind of shit already. With their kids. And my son is not he's not a horrible person, but I think he truly broke our trust. That's the hardest part for me. I would have rather that he said, "Listen, Dad,
I'm
just
done with
not.
school.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just
done with
not going to
school.
do this, and I don't want you guys to waste your money." But he literally let us like pay for his apartment and take out loans and stuff like that to cover stuff. And whenever we saw his account didn't have money in it, Lola was like, "Oh no, he can't be up there without money," and all this. And
Yeah.
he just, Meanwhile, he was just like chilling in that apartment. I don't know what the.
Well,
I can't relate to this, man. My life was never like this. My parents never bought me a car. Never, like I don't even think they had it like that. When I graduated high school at 16 years old, and I was already going to school and working a full-time job, and I gave my parents money when I was living with them. And by the time I was 18, I moved out on my own, and then my dad came to live with me, and my brother, my younger brother, and then even my older brother, and all of that. So, like, I don't know what this is like. I've never in my life had any fucking choice. Like,
yeah,
I always had to do shit, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy, you know. And that if, like, something hit me hard if I didn't even, like, tell you or Patrick about it.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. That, I can't even imagine. To be honest with you. So,
Yeah,
'cause that's a lot of jack. That's a lot of money.
it is.
So,
It is.
you know,
It's
um,
listen, here's what I know. I've done like everything for my kids that I could possibly do. I would never call myself the perfect parent or whatever, but I've done a
right.
lot of stuff for my kids. I've been like faithful to my wife and taking care of my children and put them first, like in front of everything that I've done in my life. It's the reason why, like, Lola and I met and she was in college, and I supported her through, graduating and getting her license and becoming a pharmacist and all that. And I was going to go to film school. But I got sick with Crohn's, and my doctors told me, you guys have to have your kids now or just not have them for a long time because of all the drugs that I went on. So, like, I put my kids in front of everything, and I don't know. I feel like, I've done everything I could do for my kids, more than my parents did for me, more than a lot of other people. I know there's other folks out there who work really hard and give things to their children and all that. But on top of even the things, like, I've always encouraged my kids. I've even shown them, like, look at me. I'm out here working really hard, and I've done everything I could possibly do. And I think at this point, for my older son, it's up to him now. You know what I mean? It's
Y-
it's really up
Yeah,
to him.
he's got to figure it out. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got to figure it out, and he's got to see how really fucked up and tough life is, man, and what folks have to do out there to make a living, including me.
yeah,
You know?
and hopefully not to be overly influenced by any outside influences.
Yeah, yeah.
because
Uh,
because I have my feelings about this, and
yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's a lot of outside influence. So
I think so. I think there's a lot of distractions. Shelly
yeah,
Fungus says, Hank, you're not alone in this situation, man. It's cool that you told this. It happens, and that's just a fact. I think there's a lot of distractions, and I think these kids nowadays have no sense of responsibility the way that, like, you and I are 10 years apart, but in my generation I
yeah,
grew up with, we had a different thing. In yours and in our parents, they had a completely different thing. And I think kids just, like, feel entitled today, man.
uh,
They
uh,
just feel like their parents, like, fuck my parents. I don't give a shit if how hard they work or whatever. This and more should be mine anyway. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
well,
I feel that's the way a lot of kids feel about stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. And I don't want to get
hmm,
too deep. Like, I know what you're talking about with his girlfriend, who I think is definitely an influence. And I know her dad looks at this thing, but I think at the end of the day, it's on my son. You
yeah,
know,
he's got to make that choice. So
yeah. I think the
um,
two. I think the two of them, if I can just say this respectfully, to anyone out there, I always tell people this, man. And Lola and I, we've lived by this principle. If Lola leans on me and I hold her up, it's fine. If I lean on her and she holds me up, it's fine. If we lean on each other, we're gonna fall in. Do you see what I'm saying? We have to keep each other going. Like one person has to pull the other person up.
Yeah, if both people are in need of that support, then
yeah. If it's the blind leading the blind, if both people can't help themselves, it's no good. Right, you can't accomplish anything. You need to pick each other up.
It's a pity party constantly.
Yeah, so. It is, and you can't accomplish things. And I think if someone loves you, whether it's your girlfriend or your friends, your boys, or whatever, if they love you, they'll tell you the fucked up shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You do that all the time. I think I do it with you. We have those conversations. You're like, hey, this is the way I see this, and I tell you, I'm like, hey, listen, man, this is the way I see this thing. And it doesn't mean you have to do it or I have to do it, but if you're friends, if you care about someone, you tell them the truth of what you see and you try to lift them and not let them fall down. But when two people are in a relationship and they lean in on each other, they fall in. That's where it goes.
And nothing gets accomplished. So.
No. Not until they grow up.
Yeah.
Not until they grow up and they stop blaming all their shit on their parents or whatever it is that kids imagine that is their problems. Because, but it's, no matter what, the way that this world is, no matter what, doesn't matter what your parents do for you, they can't protect you from the universe. You're going to have to see reality.
At some point.
Yeah, you're going to have to see reality. So, I hate to bring everyone down with that. We got a couple of seconds here. I'll try when we go into the next thing to move on.
That was the welcome topic.
Yeah, we're taking a break and we're coming right back. Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms. So just a quick thing here. I definitely don't want to dwell on that. Shelly Fungus says, my dad also gave me the down payment for my first house. He was my best friend in life. I miss him every single day. Yeah. I understand that.
Oh, speaking of dad.
Yeah. What's up with Mr. Keller?
Speaking of dad.
What's up with your dad, man?
He was supposed to spend the whole weekend with us and then go to some doctor's appointments today and tomorrow. We went to one on Friday morning. Went and saw the gastroenterologist, whatever. Just basically talking, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. No problem. No poking, no prodding, nothing. Mm-hmm. Everything is basically if nothing starts doing weird stuff.
He's on the mend, right? Like that surgery he had is healing.
Well, that's the surgery. We never actually, when he had the stroke, that was the day he was supposed to go to the surgeon for the hernia to get that looked at.
Oh, wait a second. He never got the hernia surgery.
Oh, he got it done, yes.
Oh, but he didn't have the follow-up.
The day he came into town that was acting weird, that's when he was supposed to go for the checkup thing or for the post-operative. He never even went, so he's still alive, so the surgery worked. I mean, bigger things happen with the stroke and all that. So
yeah, right.
But he's once again, for everybody, my dad's not crippled or not slurred on the face or anything like that, and most all his faculties are all back. He's still a little bit confused up top, but so Friday we went to the gastro guy. No problems. He says that nothing happens and we don't need to do anything else. Just talked and we went about our way. Went back to the shop. We went grocery shopping for the party. I had a party yesterday at my house.
Okay.
Everybody was cool. Got back to the shop. They were sitting around. He wasn't doing anything. He goes out in his truck. Next thing I know, his truck's gone. And then I'm closing up the shop to leave. And he comes rolling up in the truck and he says, I'm going home. I'm not seeing any more doctors. Just like that. Okay. And then he said, give me back all my stuff.
This sounds like your dad, though. I'm laughing, but this sounds like your dad.
Well, yeah. And
Uh-huh.
it effing pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
mean,
he just
because
decided he's packing up and coming back out here.
he's going back up to his place. He's
Mhm.
not seeing any more doctors, and
Mhm.
that's that. So I
Mhm.
said, well, basically my thought was, don't let the door hit you in the ass on your way out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he went back to my house, grabbed up his clothes. I had some money of his. I gave it to him. I said, don't spend it all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
And he went back to his place. And I haven't talked to him since. That was on Friday. So, yeah, that's my dad. He's back to.
Okay.
It was funny too. Another friend of mine was at the shop on Friday, and he
Mhm.
goes, "Oh, your dad looks like he's back to 100%." I thought to
Obviously.
myself. And then after that little, I'm going back and I'm not seeing any more doctors. Yep, he's back 100%.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
like his old self.
Yeah.
So
That's a special kind of belligerence.
that's just that's Walther. That's Keller Senior. That's what it is. There's nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
There's nothing new about that. That's his old self. And it's
Yeah.
not because of the stroke. It's not.
I mean, but I'm thinking that runs deep in the Keller bloodline. Yeah.
I hope I'm not like that in that time, but I don't think I will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just that's my dad back home. So I got to pack
Okay.
up his stuff and take it back to him one day here and drop it all off in his front room
Okay.
and hope he has a nice time.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to keep up with him, man, because it's still hot, and if he's like back trying to get up to stuff that he shouldn't be doing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's also him. There's nothing's going to stop him from not
Yeah.
doing what he thinks he could be doing. So
Yeah. Yeah, he's obviously not scared or worried anymore. Whatever fear he had has obviously 100% dissipated.
I ain't seeing no more doctors. So
But he really does need to keep up with
yeah, if he wants to stay alive a little bit longer, yeah.
yeah.
He might not be so if he has another stroke, he might not be so lucky, and if he ends up paralyzed or something, he can't go back there.
Yeah.
So that'll be a situation that'll be really dicey because he'll have to go into some kind of care place or something.
Right. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
not
we don't
going.
want
He's
that.
not going to not living with me. I can
Yeah.
tell you that.
Peggy says she's going to keep you straight, by the way. Peggy.
Oh.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it's tough. I don't understand people. Like, people don't get it. I think it's really, really important. This marriage thing is important for that reason. Because, having like a partner in life.
You gotta have.
helps.
You gotta have almost an opposite. So if you're both the same, I don't know how that works, but I'm not the same as Peggy, and she's not the same as me as far as our temperaments sometimes. So it's a yin and the yang thing, they work together, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in that way you and I are very similar because we get easily distracted by shit.
Oh, I'm.
Sometimes we
like-
do that to each other. Sometimes I'm over there distracting you.
Yeah, like, hey, we need to make this. We need to do this. You need to build these. You need to build those. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think
Sure.
it's a good thing, And I know sometimes also you like I was saying, man. Sometimes you help Peggy out. You know what I mean? When she hits a rough
compliment. You gotta compliment one another. I think
Yeah.
that's that's why I always said, she's got to do something for me, and I got to do something for her. It's if you're both in the God, the world's coming to an end. It's that pity party thing again.
Boom! You just fall into each other, man. It's the end.
Yeah.
Everyone goes down.
When it's like blowing outside and it's gonna hurricane, last thing you want to do is run around.
Yeah.
Even though you might be doing that inside,
Mhm.
you can't run around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
just
agree.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Here goes.
Listen, you know what's funny? The world doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
The world, the universe, the planet, nothing
Nope.
gives a shit about us.
And if you think because you drive electric car you're saving the planet, or if you think you're recycling that plastic jug and you're saving the planet, the world doesn't give two
Dude,
fucks
if
about
you
you.
lay down, shit will come in your house and eat you. Right?
If all of if all of a sudden that big volcano goes off again someplace,
Mm-hmm.
and the world turns dark again for like 3 or 4 years, oh, you worrying about your this minor stuff that we all worry about now
Yeah.
is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure there's been civilizations and cultures on the face of this. I mean, what is the planet? I think the number on the planet is like 5 billion years old or something like that. Earth
yeah, I mean,
itself.
there's been
Yeah.
the Aztecs and the Mayans and
Oh, even before. No,
and
I'm talking about that we don't even
oh
know
yeah,
that
way
just
back.
have
Yeah.
been completely wiped. Like a million, 10 million years ago, a billion, two,
It's possible.
2
Yeah,
billion.
it's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah. Because this universe
Yeah.
doesn't give a shit about us. Right now, you could lay
Yeah.
down in your house, and stuff will just come and start eating you.
Yeah, I tell my dad, don't do something, die outside. Don't die outside,
Oh, in
and
Florida?
and don't get hurt, and then you can't call somebody because you'll get picked by the buzzards.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, between
I
that and all
the
the
other
animals.
day, I came out. There was something that Lola and you know what? We had a van here that I was doing a video on, and we were out in the morning, right? I think it was it was maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, and I looked at my neighbor, and my neighbor has chickens and stuff over there, and I looked over there
Yeah,
because I saw something reddish orange moving.
yeah. That was a fox.
Yes. And I was like, because when I first bought this property, I came out here, and the guy who owned it before was on my property, right? When we came with the real estate agent, and we were like, hey, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, there's a fox over here, and I'm trying to find it. And I was like, is this guy crazy? there's no foxes around here.
Yeah,
Maybe coyotes but Walt,
yeah, that's
I
coyotes. Yeah.
promise you, I saw this thing. And once my eyes locked on it, I followed it, and it was over by where so it must have taken one of her chickens or something, and it was moving, and I could see it because of this distinct standout color, and I was like, oh
Right.
shit, it wasn't a coyote. I'm pretty sure it was not a
Yeah.
coyote, and
Yeah.
yeah, man. This thing, right now in my yard, there's a whole bunch of birds and stuff like that, crows and all that kind of stuff. Or do you know those white birds that you always see around cows? Do you know what I'm
Tick
talking about?
birds, they call them. Yeah, tick birds.
Yeah,
The
there's a
tick
ton
bird.
of them. There's a ton of them out now on my. So around here,
Well, you got
there's a
you
lot of
got the
cows.
cattle right behind you too, still, right? They
Yeah,
still got the cattle back there,
yeah,
right?
there's a lot of cattle. Yeah, there's a lot of cattle back here. So those things come over here and eat all. So yeah, man, if something
They're
happened,
picking all the bugs off the ground. Yeah.
if I fell down out there and no one realized that for about an hour, I promise you, at least 20% of my body will be gone. I'm
And then
telling you.
once the flies find you and the ants,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it doesn't take long.
Just
You
bones.
know.
Just bones. You'd be picked
Yeah,
clean.
yeah.
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 So.
Oh well, let's have some happy news. Let's
Oh
figure
yeah,
out
happy
some-
news. So have you been keeping up with anything that's going on? Lots of shit is going on.
Only what you post to me. I mean, you
Right.
text me and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start. You
What
want
I
to start with Gavin Newsom?
What was that about shipping homeless folks to Florida?
So here's the thing with Gavin Newsom. Here, I'll throw up something. This is from The Guardian. Newsom airs Florida ad urging people to fight for freedom in Florida or move to California.
Why would anybody in their
So he said Gavin Newsom did it. He spent
fight
money.
for freedom?
Yeah, he spent money over this weekend to pay for advertising. He's from California, right? He spent money over the week. He's not the governor anymore in California, is he? Gavin Newsom, or
think
is he
he
still
is.
the governor?
I think he
Yeah.
still is. They
Oh
tried
yeah,
to
he's
recall
still
him, and he
he's
didn't get
governor. Yeah,
recalled.
he's still governor. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still governor. So he spent money in He's in California. He spent money in Florida to run advertising, saying that Florida is not free, which some of that I kind of agree with, but
Way
that,
more than California.
yeah, it's definitely more free than California. But the people in Florida, if they should fight for freedom, and if they can't fight for freedom, they should get on a plane and fly to California. This is his plan. Walt, the thing is that California literally takes their homeless and puts them on planes and sends them to Florida. This happens. If you look around California, you're not going to see a whole bunch of people driving around there with California if you're in California on the roads, you're not going to see a lot of people with Florida license plates. If you're in Florida, how many California license plates do you see? I see it every day. I go out and drive.
Really?
Yeah, there's because a lot of California people have moved here to get away from the taxes
and
all the crazy ass laws.
Right. And,
it's really tough to even have a car in California. Okay.
Very expensive, probably,
yeah.
for the tax.
Do you know what the gas prices are in California?
Well, they're more than here, so.
I mean, so I forgot who it was. There was one of it wasn't our governor, right? It wasn't DeSantis. It's one of his people said, guess what? There is no one renting a U-Haul in Florida to go to California. Everybody in California is renting U-Hauls to come to Florida.
Yeah, it's and that in a sense is a problem because somehow they got to get back over that way.
Yeah. That's what she said in that thing. She said California is never getting those U-Hauls back. No one is going back. No one is driving back. Who the hell? Tell me the person who wants to go from Florida to California. These people are crazy.
I can't think of any reason. I mean, besides if somebody gives you you inherit a house in San Francisco or something.
Oh, I'll sell it. I'll never touch.
I'll sell it in a second.
Yeah, I'll take whatever. Yeah. I don't care. They could take whatever taxes. I don't want no part of it.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna go there. That thing's sold.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I was supposed to take that train ride through California, but that's gotten effed up too lately here. So I'm just I'm kind of bummed out. I was looking forward to my train ride, and now that's not going to happen until maybe November, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in November either because there's conflicts with other things.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff is going on with the trains in California. So this whole, which I guess we'll talk about it here at some point, but the thing with UPS. That UPS is refusing to ship stuff for like Barnauls and other people. One of the things, and I was looking at a bunch of guys.
Are they doing? Actually, are they stopped shipping stuff for Barnauls?
Well, yeah, they sent Barnauls got a letter. Let me see if I could pull up that letter.
I mean, I thought this stuff was just to do with like the polymer 80 stuff and like that. Or is
it but I think what's happening is that. When I look at like Legally Armed America, I think I think that Guns and Gadgets was talking about this, and even we're gonna have Langley Adventure Outdoors, Bray is gonna be on here. The thing that's happening is that I'm trying to pull up a picture, by the way. Yeah. The thing that's happening is that, do you remember in California, because of COVID and all the different things going on, and they changed the rules, and people who were not union couldn't come and pick up stuff, so all the trains were sitting out? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then people were just going to the trains because they knew it had packages on it and just stealing shit.
Yeah.
And so guns got stolen in that whole thing. So obviously that's the fault of the firearms industry. It's not their fault. It's the fault of the firearms industry.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Gavin.
So all of those people, are like, there's that list of senators that's going around sending all these letters to all these shippers and saying we're concerned that your security on firearms is not good enough. and they're scaring the shit out of them. They don't want to get pulled up in front of Congress. So this intimidation is making some of these companies say, okay, we don't want this kind of business. We're going to stay away from this.
This is an old subject. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me of like the whole assault weapons ban junk.
Mm-hmm.
We went through this whole thing years ago about now you can't ship a pistol. You got to ship it overnight, and all these, because UPS employees at these shipping companies were stealing stuff. It wasn't because of the dangerous materials or anything, or the public. It was the employees stealing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they made you do things faster and this, that, and the other. So now we're right back. Once like all this ban stuff, we're right back to the same subject.
Right.
Well, you can't ship these things. These things are dangerous.
Yeah, but it's intimidation. I think that people have the right to build their own stuff. So the idea that you can't build your own stuff and that somehow it's not illegal.
How is it? You're talking about stuff that's not illegal. What is the?
Yeah, but what these people in Congress are doing is scaring the shit out of the companies, and the companies being like, I don't know how to say it. They're pussies nowadays, right? I mean, come on.
What are you worried about? You're not worried about shipping drugs from Canada. You're not worried about, who.
They're not worried about anything else, and some of these companies want to be activists, man. We've seen it, right? We've seen that these companies want to be activists.
They're going to lose a lot of money.
Also, the intimidation, they're getting intimidated. They're worried about being sued about stuff, too. Think about that.
Yeah,
right?
Well.
Yeah. We're living in a world right now where they're trying to sue a firearms manufacturer because of what a person does with something. We're not going to sue car companies because of what a person does with a car.
Well, why not?
We shouldn't. I mean, it's not the smart. If the company makes something that's bad, and because that thing is bad, it destroys, it like mess someone up. That's one thing. But a human being choosing to use anything to do bad things to human beings, you can't sue companies that make hammers.
Well, why not?
Because it's the person. It's not the thing. I mean, I know. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Well,
we're talking logic here. It's crazy talk.
Yeah. Well, it's a.
We're going to take a break. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like High Point Firearms and Full Forge Gear, bags and gear for everyday life. Did you know High Point is an American family-owned and operated company located in Ohio with over 30 years of manufacturing experience? High Point is proud to be the home of the working man's gun and your source for affordable handguns and carbines with a lifetime warranty. So when you're in the market, please consider High Point. Yeah. So anyway, what wound up happening here is that the shipping companies are backing out of this, and several people got letters. I think that Barnauls got a notification that these people were not going to ship stuff, or maybe even take things and destroy them. And there was some other stuff that went out there from UPS specifically. I think UPS is opening itself for a lawsuit here, and a lot of this too is a reaction to what to the positive stuff of the Second Amendment from the Supreme Court. And I've always said that none of this stuff is right, and I think the company should definitely sue. But we've just been sitting around waiting for people to do stuff to us, and we haven't been getting ready to deal with a lot of this shit. And for the most part, I know some people have been doing things, but most of our world, the firearms industry and all that, people just really haven't been doing anything about it. They're just waiting to get smacked up and stabbed up, in the back.
Well, the system, the system is set up for the lawyers. So, like in Florida, I don't think it's like whatever, how you describe it. They can drag you into court, and if they, someone's got to pay for all that, and I don't think they have to pay for it if it's just a system set up for litigation. That's all it is. Come on. So you can ship dildos and condoms and everything else. You're going to blame somebody, the shipper, when somebody gets pregnant or they tear out their asshole because of some dildo? What is it?
But
What is it?
that's not a thing that they haven't chosen to become activists about that right now. Right now they're loving all that stuff, right? And I'm not saying they should go after those things either. But
damage is damage, right? Come on.
So how would you? Here's my thing. I want to know from you, as a manufacturer, you're a small manufacturer. You've got to ship things. What would actually happen, real world? What would happen to you if you couldn't ship stuff?
Well, it would not be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
But, it would, kind of suck. Because people would have to physically come and get things.
Mm-hmm.
There are probably someone will step up and ship stuff.
Yeah.
There'll be a void that
someone's going to take that money. It's a lot of money.
It's hundreds of millions of dollars in shipping. So,
yeah. I'll buy some planes and some tractor trailers and start driving shit up and down.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of money. We'll go into a different business, Walt. We'll go into just shipping.
Only guns.
United Gun Packle. No, what is it? United Gun Packaging? I don't know. Something.
I can't see everybody jumping out of that. There's just too much money to be made.
There's a lot of shippers. There's UPS, but if they want to be stupid, there's FedEx. FedEx actually sucks.
And look at the Postal Service. Hello.
The Postal Service.
The Postal ships hundreds of millions of dollars worth of gun parts.
But whoever's in the White House gets to control the Postal Service to a certain extent, which is a stupid. This is all stupid.
The Postal Service can't afford not to.
Yeah. And then you also have Amazon is doing a lot of shipping, but Amazon might be activist also. So
Amazon doesn't do gun stuff. They're not.
Yeah, I don't think we can rely on them.
No, they're woke. Amazon was woke years ago. Yeah. So
I think we should buy a plane, man. We could, we could get Flying Rich to fly the plane. We just put a lot of insurance on it. That would be.
We're in a.
Knowing Rich, he would try to fly 2 planes at the same time.
We're in strange times. Scary times.
Yeah, actually. Cruiseman says his shipping company is called My Big Package.
My Big Package.
Yeah. It's up in ya. Shelly Fungus says, I prefer FedEx. UPS has delivered too many broken guitars for my taste. Man, I really do not like FedEx. Seriously. FedEx is pretty hard. They've been horrible to me. Maybe they've been better to other people. I feel like where I live, UPS is better than FedEx.
It's probably because where you live.
Yeah, but Amazon is coming on strong here, man. Amazon is delivering next day. I'm out in the boonies, Walt.
I know that, but Amazon makes their pretty much. They ship everything and sell everything, but consumables is a big thing for Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
When you couldn't get toilet paper in the store, I ordered toilet paper on Amazon.
Yeah,
and I got toilet paper.
Yeah.
And
I don't like Amazon's. I don't like Jeff Bezos and his politics either. But Amazon does get my money, and I'll tell you, like Lola and I went to a Walmart the other day, like a big Walmart here in Gainesville. They had no people. They had no checkout people. Everything was self checkout. Everything was self checkout, and we had a lot of stuff. I had to get another cart. Okay, and I was like, oh. We're doing this now. And guess what that pushes you to do? That pushes you to go, you know what? I think I'm going to order more stuff online instead of having to do this craziness.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes when I don't have a lot of stuff, I love self-checkout. Because I don't have to get stuck behind the person with shirts in their cart and food in their cart and who knows what, how they're going to pay for it, whether it's just that and the other, or language barriers and every other freaking thing in the world, Just me though, that's all.
No, I like the self checkout too when you don't have a lot of stuff. But if for some reason you have to get a bunch of stuff from any of these
then you gotta put
places, you're
in one card, out of the other card, in one card, out of the other card.
And typically, like if I'm there, like my philosophy when I'm shopping is get more than you need because I don't want to keep going to the freaking grocery store. So if I'm there, I'm telling Lola, okay, we need to get like 2 of these or 4 of these because I don't want to come back here. Put this in the like we have a freezer, and I put stuff in the freezer. You know, I believe in the freezer, man. You gotta have a freezer. Put stuff over in the freezer instead of going to the supermarket. You just go to the freezer, take the stuff out that you put in the freezer. You know, I mean, I grew up in New York with bodegas where people literally went to a bodega several times a day. They didn't have shit in their apartment, and they went to that's craziness. You know, and I don't want to do that. I don't. So yeah, I think we're being pushed in the direction that we're, you know, it's better to buy stuff online. Or for Walmart, for example, they want to push you that you pay them for the service where you order stuff and then you just pull up there, and then they just take all your groceries and bring it out. But I don't.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I always buy when I'm doing that kind of stuff. I always get stuff that I didn't think I was going to get when I'm walking around. So
yeah, the new liberal world order, Walt. This is where it's going. You know, we save the planet. We don't need checkout people. You could be your own checkout person. Then you know what's funny? Then they have a whole bunch of people looking at you to make sure you're checking out everything.
Oh, you're not stealing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Or you get a can of spray paint and you got to have somebody make sure you're not 12. You know.
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. So I know there was like a shooting over this 4th of July in Chicago, which is technically impossible. I'm not sure how that happened. It's terrible. For I know people got hurt and people died and everything, and that really sucks. But how is this possible in Chicago?
What's new in Chicago?
Chicago is the capital of peacefulness, isn't it? Isn't Chicago the capital of nothing happening to you?
How about we just say brotherly love? It's brotherly love.
No, that's Philly. That's Philly.
I know, but I'm being sarcastic when I say brotherly love.
And I'm not gonna. I don't want to give any fame to this kid that did this thing, but there's a couple of things here. One, they caught him, and he put up no resistance because he don't want to die. You know, he should have put up some resistance.
Well, he should be dead already.
Yeah.
He should already be strung up.
Yeah, but of course they're trying to paint this kid as like as a conservative, Trump-loving. Have you seen this kid?
Oh no, I think I saw the.
Oh my God, I don't want to show him because I don't want to give any of that light that these guys want. But for all the folks who are people listening to us and watching us, they know what this kid looks like. He looks like Antifa. He doesn't look. Actually, you know what? Let me see. I don't want to do it though. But I saw one of my friends on Twitter was showing this.
What was the shooting about? Where it wasn't a suburb of Chicago. It wasn't.
No, he just went to a 4th of July thing, and he went up on a roof and sniped people. But this kid is literally a rapper. He's like a white rapper. He's like a skinny, goth-looking kid that's somehow MAGA, which I don't. It's like. Okay, I'm just gonna show this because people have to really see this. My friend Deputy Matt, I think Deputy Matt's been on the show before, but I'm gonna show his Twitter thing because look at this kid here. This is definitely a Trump person here. No, I don't think so. What Trump people have tattoos on their face, Walt?
People been in jail.
Yeah. No. This kid. I don't think this kid was ever in jail up until now. But he's a wannabe rapper. Like, but I'm asking you, how many? We know Trump people. How many Trump people do you see with tattoos all over their face? I'm just curious.
And dressed like something from a sideshow.
Yeah. Come on.
Freak show. 2 words. Freak show.
Yeah.
But
so
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. You can't. I do what would discourage these people a little bit if he was quickly tried and dispatched in public. That would make people.
But we're talking about Chicago, man. Chicago is a gun-free zone, you know.
Yeah, how can this happen?
Yeah. So obviously this is a horrible thing, but we're gonna have more of these problems in America because we're not dealing with it in any way. There's a whole bunch of different ways to come at this problem, which we've discussed. We had Paul from Legally Armed America here, that had a book, making a monster and all that kind of stuff. We talked about a lot of this stuff. I think
Yeah.
everyone we're preaching to the choir here. Everyone
Yeah. Yeah.
realizes what's happening, but no, these people doing this stuff, they're nothing like me or you. These aren't people like me or you, and the idea of that is crazy. These
Well,
people are more like Antifa, and I think in a lot of ways they're trying to do these horrible things and pin it on people who really believe in freedom. When the governor of California is talking about freedom, California and Governor Gavin Newsom have no fucking idea what
what
freedom looks
freedom is.
like. Yeah, they don't know what freedom looks like. They don't understand what freedom is. California should never say that it believes in any kind of freedom.
No.
They
Um,
don't. They don't believe in that. You know. So I think these folks are out there doing these things and trying to make it look like there's folks like us doing this. Who do you know
I,
that's a responsible person out there that goes and puts fucking tattoos all over their face like that? I'm not saying there aren't people. There are people. I've had people here on this show that have tattoos and all that, but they are
yeah,
responsible people. They don't do that kind of stuff.
even past the tattoo, look at those other pictures.
Hmm.
You see that one with the get up and the
Right. I know. I understand. These are
uh
confused. These are confused people.
no,
You
these
know.
are mentally ill
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
We're not talking about people that just, one day decide they want to be goth. These
Hmm.
people, they've been goth, they've been born again, they've been this, they've been that. They've there's a
Hmm.
lot of just plain old mentally and um, ill
Hmm.
people out there.
Hmm.
But now that stuff is all like, oh well, you don't understand. You,
Hmm.
you, you, you don't understand. That, who are you to judge that person, that boy? That's
Hmm.
a good boy, right?
Yeah. The
Dresses
American
like you.
people need to be more free to deal with things like this. Putting dudes on the streets there with ARs after the fact doesn't help anything. It doesn't really help
Well,
anything. You let the people
are
of
you talking
of,
about?
of like, so now in Chicago, because that happened, they've got more cops out there or whatever. Oh, what's
No,
that going
what
to
are
do
the
now?
cops? The cops aren't going to do anything until something happens.
Yeah, it's
They're
just a
not
great.
gonna. They're not.
We're living in a crazy world. Look at the. Did you see this tractor trailer that they found with all the dead bodies in it? Did you see that?
I heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about
These
it.
are these are people coming into the country. Um, I think the UN. The UN said that America's borders are the most dangerous borders. Like that, Mexico-U.S. border is now the most dangerous border in the world. You know what's crazy,
Wow.
Walt? It'll be, for all this dangerousness on the border, what would be interesting? Someone to help stop. It's someone should invent something that you could put on the border that would help make it more safe. What do you think? Like,
A
you know,
wall.
some kind of edifice.
A wall. Finish the wall. Finish the
Someone should
wall.
put something over there. What is happening, man? And it's terrible.
I.
It's terrible to see these people dying like that. But remember, there's folks out there, literally in the government, all the way up to the president of the United States of America, okay, encouraging people to do the most dangerous shit in the world to get into America. Right? Are those people going to hold any kind of responsibility for what they're doing? When people are
Nah.
trying to cross rivers and stuff like that, and their children are getting dragged off by the currents and dying, are those people responsible for that in any way? Are the parents
Uh.
of those people responsible in any way for putting their kids in danger?
Nah. Nah. It's Trump's fault. I mean, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised somebody didn't come out and say this is all because of Trump and his wall. That's what it. That's probably.
I know I sent you a video. I saw a video. I actually saw it. I was looking at a Joe Rogan clip, and I saw this YouTube video, and then I went and looked. They were talking about it, and went and looked at it. It's called "Trump Predicted Biden's Failures." So it's a video that shows Trump, during the election.
Yeah.
Trump was like, "Oh, this is gonna happen. All this stuff is gonna happen. They're gonna go after guns. Gas is gonna be $5-6 a gallon. They're gonna do this thing. They're gonna do." And then it shows Biden like, "Oh yeah, they're saying with all this stuff it's not gonna happen. I don't know where they're getting that from." All of that shit has happened.
And then some.
Yeah.
And
Shelly
then
Fungus
some.
says, "I just said terrible." Yeah, I'm always I love that word, terrible. I don't think I get it from Charles Barkley. I get it from there's a black character on Family Guy. I forgot his name. There's the black guy on Family Guy that moved and he had his own show. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even actually a black actor. It was like a white guy doing a black guy voice.
I got you a cinnamon bun.
Oh, look at that. Uh-oh.
Hey, Spence.
Where's my cinnamon bun, Spencer?
Hank says, "Where's the cinnamon bun?"
What?
Where's Hank's cinnamon bun?
I
need a fork, please. Right.
Oh, wait, did he just evil laugh me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
damn
need
it,
some of that Coke too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get no pity from Spence.
Yeah, I know. No, not me. Maybe if it was Lola or something, it would be some pity, but no, not a dude. Not a dude.
This will make you feel good about spending all that money. That's why they have a cinnamon bun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't bring that back up again.
Yeah.
A fork.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Spencer's taking care of you. He's a good son. Don't kick him out right now.
He's also putting a cinnamon bun in his gut too. So
yeah, exactly. But he thought about you though. He could have just made his own.
Yeah.
He could have just made his own cinnamon buns.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing Spence can do is cook.
Oh yeah. He knows how to feed himself.
Right? You know how to cook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna die here.
Well, that's one thing, when I was growing up, my mom was at work a lot of times. My dad was at work too, and so when it comes time to hungry, you need something to eat. You got to cook it.
Oh, you got to cook, yeah.
And wait.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'll tell you, like my kids know how to cook, including my son. I was talking about. He's like the best cook. As a matter of fact, Walt, he has like a little bag with all these spices in it and everything, and he'll go like hang out with his girlfriend's people and cook for them and all that kind of stuff. I'm always telling him like, hey, you should go to culinary school or something, or do YouTube videos on cooking. He loves to cook. He's a pretty good cook.
How far away from actually having enough credits to get?
Oh, far. A lot further than he was letting on.
Oh, than you thought?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll explain all this to you at some point here. Yeah.
We'll have to talk in person.
It goes deep. It goes. With Armslist, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use, or $30 a month for business vendors. So when you're in the market, please consider Armslist. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Armslist. Yeah, he's not like he's not completely all the way out there. I guess there's some like remedial stuff that he could do. By the way, this is Lola sent me video of the printer we have over here. My younger son. Using it? The younger one is printing something.
Oh, cool.
He's printing something over there.
I got a text from one of my fellow military vehicle people that was at the party. Mm-hmm. He tested positive for COVID.
Uh-oh.
But we were outside,
Yeah, COVID's still out there.
Oh, yeah. But you know what COVID is now?
It's called the flu.
It's called a cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people like, that's never going out of the world. It's never going out of the world. One day we're going to look back at it and we're going to be like, we fucked the whole world up for this shit.
Because of a cold.
Yeah.
And a flu. Basically, a flu variant. Yeah.
But it's all part of the new liberal world order.
Well,
it's all part of the plan.
they tried to get everybody going with this monkeypox garbage. Remember that monkeypox came
Yeah,
out, and there's like,
I don't care. You could do
monkey-
monkeypox, you could do rhino pox, elephant pox. Nate, put whatever fucking animals you want on it. I'm not scared. I'm living my life. Fuck it. We just gotta die, Walt.
I don't want to see the transmission between a man and a rhino. I don't want to see that shit. Bad enough that happened with a monkey. So
Right.
well, that's where AIDS came from, actually. So
Yeah, but look, the point I'm making is,
I know.
we can't actually live in this world being scared. Something is gonna kill us. The sun every day is radiating us. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. We need the radiation. The radiation of the sun gives us life on this planet. Okay? And sustains life. But it's also fucking killing. Yeah, it's killing us.
Stand out outside my shop in the afternoon with the sunshine, and you feel like you're dying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you know, that's just crazy. It's just insane what we really just sat back and allowed to happen. It really is.
Oh, It'll only be 30 days. It'll be a month.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 months.
And the thing, I don't know if you realize it, where I'm getting that new liberal world order thing from, is that's what someone in the administration said. You know that, right? I sent you that.
No. Oh, you might have, but I didn't.
I'm trying to go back and find it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's the article. Let me see if I can pull that up, and then I will show that to everyone here. So you guys can look it up if you haven't seen it. Video of Biden advisor defending liberal world order viewed over 1 million times, and that was on July 1st. So that's from a video of Brian Deese, a political advisor serving under President Joe Biden, speaking about the liberal world order in the context of gas prices, has racked up 1.4 million views on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember that guy named Obama?
Oh yeah.
OBZ. Yeah. Massa Obama. He says that
Obama did good by you. You know that.
I paid for my house and everything.
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah.
Paid off all my cars.
You owe Obama some frickin' cinnamon buns.
Yes, master. Yes.
If you see him, you owe him a couple of cinnamon buns.
Fist pump.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're right though. What was I gonna say? Oh, he's back when he was a pres. They were talking about, well, this is the way things are now. With the high fuel prices.
Yeah, deal with it. Eat cake.
That's just the way it is, and that's the new world. That's the way it's going to be. And as soon as Trump got into office, it's like, guess what happened? It wasn't the way.
No.
It was going to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What did he say? He was like, "Hey, I'm the president."
Oh, wait a minute. That was a former governor, a mayor of New York, or London guy says that's just the way it is. Terrorism, that's just the way it is. I'm like, what? What the over?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Bless former President Trump's heart. You remember Syria? Remember that place called Syria?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember that outfit called ISIS? Remember the ISIS people?
Right.
You remember how many Christians they killed? They killed hundreds of thousands of Christians in Syria, and we just can't do anything about it. Trump gets in the office. What happened?
Some people get ass missiles.
They put them fuckers back in the Stone Age.
We can't do that. Well, Biden can't do that. He's negotiating with them. He's trying to get them to bring peace. I got peace for you. You got to rest in pieces.
A piece of a missile. That's what
Skivvy Waver says, look at what is happening. Folks are just sitting around letting this shit happen. They're going to push us at every turn, and if no one does anything, they will push further and further, and again, no one does anything. I think that's accurate to a point. You know, one of the things is there is, I hope there's a place that to where they push people, that people say, no, that's it, fuck it, I had enough of this shit.
I don't think they're going to be able to push another COVID thing. People had their fill of COVID, and everybody's figured out that was bullshit anyways. I mean, I still see people wandering around outside with masks on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I want so bad to go, what the fuck are you doing with a mask outside? Why are
I
you wearing
still
a
see
mask
people
outside?
driving their cars with masks on, but you
Yeah,
know, hey,
I
that's your
mean,
own personal insanity. If you want
yeah,
to be,
but
if you want to be like that and flag for the rest of us that you're batshit crazy,
yeah, then have at it. Yeah.
yeah, it's all good.
Um,
You
I
know,
mean, come
and in
on.
some
I
cases, some
mean,
people might be genuinely scared. Like, who, you know what I'm saying? If you're
well, there are
genuinely
people.
scared or you're worried about something, but the idea that you're going to try to force people to do it and you can't, what you're doing is even worse than a placebo. You
Well,
know.
I mean, I'm not going to say that's the reason your son had issues, and he might say it's something to do with COVID,
Mhm.
but a lot of people got used to doing nothing during COVID, and
Mhm.
they still think they can do nothing.
Mhm.
And some places are still paying them to do nothing.
Mhm.
So, you get what you
Yeah, I
get.
mean, it's tough for me to like sit here and figure out what's going through another person's mind, even like my own kid. So I don't know what their motivations are. I know I worked harder through all that. You know, I know you worked
I
harder
mean,
through that. I know a lot of people out there, like I went through
I
that
got
same thing, and I'm an old
I got
dude.
more I got more done during that time than I get done when it's
Yeah,
not that time.
yeah,
Because
I
I
went
didn't
to,
have for a while. I didn't have anything else to do besides go shop and work. So
yeah, yeah. So um, I don't know. I don't. I think that you're right. I think there are a lot of people that blame it on that, and once they went past this thing, they're like, "Well, I don't have to go back and do anything." You know, the world just doesn't work like that. That's the point I'm trying to make. If I can leave a message to anyone, if I'm not here, if I don't exist tomorrow, and someone looks at this, I'd like them to know the world don't give a shit about you. The world. I'm talking about the ants and the
the planet,
roaches and the birds,
the
the
planet.
squirrels. Yeah, everything in nature. The laws of nature, they don't give a shit about you. You have to get up every day and give a shit about yourself and fight for
Right.
yourself. And anyone who's trying to take your claws and your fangs away from you, anyone who's trying to take away your ability to get up and fight for yourself every day, has your worst interest at heart. Anyone who is pushing you to take care of yourself and go out there and do some shit, even the minimum shit, okay? They're trying to help you.
Yeah.
They're trying to help
I
you.
mean,
That's why they're pushing you. That's what I could say. It's a good thing. We need pressure. Pressure keeps us going. We used to have that saber-toothed tiger trying to eat our asses, remember?
I don't remember, but yeah, go ahead.
But you understand what I'm saying?
My people probably did though. My
Yeah.
people know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, like, I was looking at one of these things about, like, there's guys who have some YouTube videos and they talk about what it was like for people, you know, a million years ago or whatever it is, right? A couple million years ago. Um, have you ever seen the things like with the hyenas with a human head, like a hyena dragging off a human head? You ever saw those? I'm serious.
No, I haven't, but no.
Yeah, that's what it was like, man. Hyenas, if they found you out there, they tear you up. It, it might look the opposite today, right? But
Well, um,
yeah, man.
I
You know.
over the weekend was watching some of the videos from Ukraine
Mhm.
about this group of Bands Without Borders, is what it's called.
Mhm.
Where these guys that are just volunteers that are delivering food to people
Mhm.
out in the cities toward the front lines and all this stuff, where the Russians have just for no reason other than the fact just terrorizing the
Mhm.
population, blown up apartment buildings and blown up people's farms and killed everything.
Mhm.
And these guys are just out there riding around delivering food to people,
Mhm.
and it's like these people are like, you know, you just look at it and you go, you think you got it bad? You really think you got it bad? You ain't got nothing bad.
Yeah, somebody
when
always
they
has it worse.
when they start firing those missiles and they start landing, they show these people these freaking missiles landing in the yard that didn't go off.
Mhm.
This woman's living in her house, and one of the artillery shells came through the roof, went through the floor, and it's underneath her house, and it didn't go off.
Wow.
And she's still living
She's
in the
still there.
house. Yeah, I mean, there's some tough people over there. I mean, and that happens everywhere in the world.
Well, I mean, what choice do you have?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just kids and grannies and more grannies.
And you know what the thing is? Those are the people who will come to America if they get over here somehow, right? And actually fucking do some shit.
Oh,
Seriously.
Yeah. Those are people that live with 15, 20 people in a house
Mm-hmm.
and all work, and next thing you know, they own half the block.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Asian folks, and same with all these other people.
It used
come
to be
this
like that
country.
with my people from the Caribbean. You know, everyone. It's the following generations. It's the generation that's born here, and they're born into just awesomeness.
Yeah, once
And they're
that
like, oh, this is the way
generation-
it's supposed to be. We're supposed to just have shit.
Yeah, once the new generation comes around, and grandpa and the parents already got the Chinese restaurant going full on, they just drive around in the car and hang out. You know, I ain't
Yeah.
gotta work.
No. But you know what? Those things out there, like if you, I'll show this right here. The hyenas, man. This is a hyena with a lion's head. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hyenas, the other creatures out there, they'll get you. They don't give a shit about you.
No, that's and then one day that hyena will get his ass eaten too. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's-
that's just the way it is.
If he sits around,
Yeah, that pack of lions one day are gonna get their ass. I think,
you cannot sit around. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit around. It's not, the world doesn't really work like that. I'm not trying to say don't, you know, hey, if it's time to take it easy, you know. Like your dad needs to actually just take it easy a little bit, you know,
you
and
don't know
recoup. You know, and there are some people who sometimes need to take, me and you, sometimes we need to take it easy. Sometimes we need to just stop and recharge our batteries so that we can, you know, get back to the grind and get shit done.
That's what I was looking forward to, my damn train ride.
I know, man. I know that sucks.
Yeah,
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The trains are crazy, man. I mean, well, you had that big derailment, which is, they're saying that this whole thing's from that derailment, right?
Well, they didn't say that,
Okay.
but they said they were having, in that leg between Chicago and Seattle, and that's where this happened, that they were having a shortage of crew. Well, they probably have a shortage of train now because 7 or 8 cars were on their side. So I saw some people talking that were on that train. That was pretty scary too. But yeah, in that place where the dump truck got hit, people have complained about that crossing because you can't see the train coming till it's too late.
Okay.
And the train's going 90 miles an hour. When it hit that dump truck, it was going 89 when it hit the dump truck. So that guy died too.
Wow.
But yeah, you think about that and you go, oh, there you are sitting on your train, enjoying the ride, and all of a sudden, wow! You know, people landing on top of you, and you know, the train upside down or on its side and all that stuff. So that's pretty scary.
Yeah, man. I would say that life is very fragile, and at any moment, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
But,
any
hey,
moment, stuff is coming for you. So you know.
you got to live it though. You got to go out and just get out. You know, you can't let that scare you from doing things.
Yeah, I think a lot of what happens is fear. You know, maybe sometimes things get overbearing for people, and they're afraid of doing stuff. I think the thing is just make, like, get up and move. You don't have to move far. You know, just get up and move. Put one foot in front of the other, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like we know times are tough right now. For everyone, times are tough. Right? There might be some people who it looks like they have more money, but guess what? If they're in business, you know, if they own a business, they're paying more for gas than you are. Okay? If that guy with that lawn care business, you know, he's got trucks, he's got you know, he's got to put gas in there, he's got to get equipment, he's got to pay these employees. Like everyone is dealing with that, and so yes, it may look like, hey, this person has a lot of money. They also have more bills. You know,
Right,
so we're all equally going to deal with that. And it's like, so Biden told the gas stations they need to just drop the prices.
Oh, fuck him.
That's like me telling you, you know what, Walt? Drop the prices, man. I know you can build this for $10. Come on.
We haven't. Yeah, the funny part is, I have hardly raised any of my prices since I started doing things. You know,
but your prices have gone up.
Well, a little, but like but not like a lot of people's or a lot of other companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot of. He has no room to talk. That man, 3/4 of what's the reason of fuel is so expensive because his policies and his administration policies.
Yeah, I
Bottom
think
line,
like half the
period.
gas stations are owned privately by people, and they don't have any choice of what. As a matter of fact, when gas is more expensive, those privately owned stations are making less money because people are going there less. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I mean,
I think they make money when the prices are low and everyone's buying gas.
yeah, when you can travel freely and it's not so expensive. But this summer's a perfect example. Travel's got to be down
Oh,
for people
tremendously.
to go on vacation because they can't afford just to hop in the car and drive 500 miles.
No,
They can't do that. A lot of people
no.
can't do it.
No
I
one's
mean, you know,
traveling as much. I'm not traveling as much. You know, I did a big
yeah,
trip a couple of months ago here, but that was a lot of money. That
yeah.
was
I
a lot of
mean,
money. I'm not trying to
yeah,
go anywhere far right now.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if I need to go, I'll go. But if I don't, I, maybe I need to. Maybe well, I mean, like I'll go for a long car ride. It's like, okay, well, how much is that going to cost? Let's see.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I could get in my little dinky car and go for a long car ride, and it's not as expensive.
Yeah,
But it's
42
not.
42 chilled said 33% did not travel on the 4th. That's a lot of money that businesses just lost. And by the way, a lot of businesses are passing on costs. Like if you buy food now, you've noticed they're giving you less. So if you go out to
Oh,
eat, they're giving people less. The portions are
you
smaller.
charge them more.
Well, because their suppliers are charging them more, and their suppliers are paying more to move the food around, and then the food
I
is
mean,
is costing more because there's shortages
yeah,
of stuff.
everything costs more. Everything costs
Hmm.
more. I mean,
Hmm.
even the 4th of July fireworks stuff. I'm sure people bought less of that stuff because that stuff's all expensive too.
Yeah.
Um, I I didn't do anything on the 4th. I stayed inside. I was tired of being hot. I was actually
Hmm.
I was watching another YouTube channel where I forget his name. I could find it if I look it up. But
Hmm.
basically, what he does, he travels on different airlines to different countries, and then rides on the trains. Like he was in India and he rode on the train in India and flew to India and
Yeah, you're jonesing
flew
to
on.
get on a train. I see. I'm not laughing at you, man. I know it sucks.
I
I know you had your taste buds were ready to
I
get on that train.
I don't think I'm. The train on India in India. He had his own car, his own. He
Hmm.
wasn't in the back with the chickens and the goats and all
Hmm.
that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
he was sleeping in his car,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
in the middle of the night or like at night, they're banging on the door, wanting to come in and sweep it out or clean something or do some shit. And he was like, "What the fuck are they
Did he
banging
put
on
the
my
little
door
"Do
for?"
Not Disturb" card out there?
I don't think they have that. I don't
Oh,
know if they had that
you got
shit.
to make
Yeah,
your own
he's
little "Do Not Disturb" card and put
yeah. You gotta
put it
tell
out there.
hello, do not knock on my door in the middle of the night, bitch. And he said he
Yeah.
ate everything they fed him like food wise was curry.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
he said it was good, but
right.
after 4 days or three or
Remember,
four,
Indians, there's 1,000 different kinds of curry. You know that.
and you know what kind of toilet it was?
Oh, boy.
The squatter,
Uh,
the
okay.
squatter.
Okay.
And he was like,
Yeah. I've,
really?
I've,
And
I've had to use those. We've got like
and
5
it didn't,
seconds here.
and it didn't look clean
It's
either,
not
by the
fun.
way.
It's not
So,
fun.
yeah.
We'll be right back. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization like TUSC Crypto. TUSC cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider TUSC, TUSC. Yeah, so, Night Train says
It's,
airline flight cancellations and delays are off the charts. Yeah, I
yeah,
saw that. There was a lot.
yeah.
Uh,
Skinny Waver said the Indians shit on the beach. No squatters there. Well, I guess they
we
just
got it.
take a dump right on the beach. I guess I don't know.
It probably depends on where you are and what's the rules. But it's good. It's
But
fertilizing. It's
I'll have to.
recycling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have to.
yeah.
I'll have to find that guy, his name again. It's an interesting channel because he goes all over the world, flying on different airlines. And,
I've never been to India. I would love to go to India, man, and see what I've been I've lived in Nigeria and seen, and that's where my genetics, the black side of my genetics comes from. It's Nigerian and Ghanaian.
Speaking of Nigeria, I was watching another guy's channel who travels all over, and he went, I guess, in the big city in Nigeria. There's
in Lagos.
This whole slum that goes out over the water. Where it's all
was it Lagos? No, the water.
I'm not sure which town it was, but this huge area.
There's a lot of cities there.
It's the whole area is on poles and they're all over the water. Of course, all the poop and everything goes in the water right there too. But
let me see. Water City in Nigeria. I'm not sure. I'll see where.
Or the neighborhood, or I forget what they call it.
Is it Makoko?
I think it was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have to see what part of Nigeria. Let me see. Makoko, Nigeria. Let's see where that is. Makoko. Oh, Lagos. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's Makoko.
I had never seen that before. The thing over the water.
Was it like this? That's like a lumber yard or something, right?
No, this is way bigger than that, man. This is huge.
I mean, Lagos is kind of like unofficially the center of Nigeria, although it's not officially the capital of Nigeria. I think that's Abuja or something like that nowadays. But yeah, Lagos is pretty big. That's always been like the.
Yeah, and this guy I always say he was white guy. And so he went with somebody else to show him the ropes and show him around and everything else. And it was just interesting to see how people live. I mean, they have a problem with orphans, kids that don't have any family, and it was just you go like, you think you got it bad? No, you don't got it bad. But a lot of these people seemed relatively happy.
Of course.
So it's like.
A lot of times you don't know what you don't have,
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I mean, when you were not a multimillionaire, was life really that bad for you? Serious question.
When I was just regular, plain old lower middle class. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? Because I mean, I remember when Lola, when I met Lola, and she was in school. She worked also. But she was in school, and I worked, and we lived in an apartment, and we lived paycheck to paycheck. And it's not the worst time of my life. I don't remember it as like, oh my God. It was, we had fun. We didn't know what we didn't have.
I mean, I know what I didn't have. I know what I wanted. I wanted more stuff, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I've never been like, it's been more challenging with more money sometimes than it has been with less money.
More money, more problems. Who said that? The prophet Biggie Smalls.
Oh, I thought it was maybe Eddie Murphy or something.
No, more money, more problems, man.
More problems, right.
Yeah.
The only the difference is you just live at a higher level of problems versus a lower level of problems. Yeah. But no, that was interesting. This guy travels all over the world too, to different places, and
I would love to see India. That would be cool for me to see India.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of all that kind of stuff because I've lived. Now, obviously, I haven't lived like in Nigeria in a long time. You got to be careful, and whatever. But I'm pretty sure I got a lot of those germs in my stomach that I might halfway die and then and then survive and come back.
The guy that I was watching that was in India. There's a new airline in India, the smaller commuter line that's flying to the smaller towns that normally would take 10 hours to get to on a train. Now you can get to an hour, and he flies into this one town, and they don't see that many outside people. I really don't see an Englishman, a redhead Englishman that looks with skin like me, white as a sheet, and everybody's like looking at him, but everybody's really friendly, and they're like, oh yeah, good to see you, blah blah, because they're trying to get more people from the outside to come to this
You're like
town.
A celebrity, yeah. Plus
you're
a millionaire to them. That's like freaking Elon Musk landed.
And this place has ruins from like the 13th century and all this stuff. They're a really old place, and And once they saw that he was YouTubing and filming and stuff, they're like, oh, they were like, oh, you want something to drink? You bum, 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 bum. They're like giving him the celebrity treatment, But
Yeah.
they've been kind of isolated even from the rest of India because of the time it took to get to this town. So yeah, it was interesting to see.
It is. I've looked at it. If you ever look at Top Gear or Grand Tour with those guys traveling, they've been to places in Africa, they've been to places in India, all over the world. They've been to parts of South America. Some places, I don't know if it was Argentina or Brazil, they almost got killed. Where was that? Did they? Someplace in South. I think it was someplace in South America. I wonder if it was Chile. Something like that. Someplace they went to and they almost got killed because they made their license plates were some kind of joke that had to do with like a revolution.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were making. I think the Brits were making fun of the Argentines. That could have been
something.
Part of it too.
Yeah, it was. It must. Maybe. It was, yeah, there was something that happened, and they brought it up, and people were like, "Oh no, fuck that!" And they literally, like, when they travel around, they have special ops guys as their security. But they said that seriously, like, they almost got killed because the hotel got surrounded and they had to evacuate them. Yeah,
we have to go now. Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah.
It was it was something to do with the Argentine war with Falklands and all that.
Yeah, something like that. Something came up, and
they didn't like it.
I mean, they came to Florida and did some crazy shit, like
the gay love, the man love thing, and all that.
Yeah, and they put like vote for Clinton or something like
that. Yeah. People throwing rocks at them.
Yeah, they didn't really get close to dying though, not in Florida. But yeah, there are places in if they say when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Right.
You got to be respectful of people when you're in their country. Just like we want people to be respectful when they come to America.
Yeah, just be normal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to see India too. I wouldn't mind going to India. That would be cool.
Yeah, we should do a thing, man. Go out to India.
No,
we can.
It'd be nice to have some locals to give
for sure.
The do's and don'ts. Yeah. But,
I think it would be cool. That would be cool. I'd like to see the Taj Mahal. See all those things. I think it'll be a very like spiritual. I know I've gone to some places and had like, I mean, when I lived in Nigeria, I felt like it was weird. I felt like Nigeria was my home as a kid. My older brother didn't like it at all. He freaking hated it. But I loved it. There was something about it. I was like, man, this feels like home. Which it is technically. That's where my people came. That's where we came out of slavery. That's where that happened. So, but it felt good to be there, and it's not as bad sometimes to go to other places. But for a long time, I've been perfectly happy in America. There's lots of good places in America to go see as well. There's a lot of different countries inside of America.
Yeah, there's a whole nother. This guy at one of his trips, he wanted to go to the least traveled airport in the whole country.
In America?
And the least,
wait! Don't tell me. Wait, in America?
Yeah. You'll never guess it.
Was it Alaska?
No, in the continental U.S.
Okay, continental. In America. In America. Was it like Oregon?
It's this little town in Nebraska.
Nebraska. Oh shit. Okay.
So he flew on this commuter plane from Denver to Nebraska to this little town. Flew in. It was snowing and nasty and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to on the flight there. There's only like 4 people on the plane. Mm-hmm. It's a small little commuter plane. Flies in, gets off, and he's like, "Well, how am I getting to my hotel?" They don't have like Uber. This is only like I think there's like 8,000 people in the whole town or something. It's a real small town.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys in the plane said, "I'll give you a ride, no problem."
Okay.
So his people show up, and they basically show up in a side by side, one of those big side by sides. Like a TV.
They're street legal.
Yeah, and they all hop in, and he gives them a ride to the hotel, and everybody's just friendly, and this English guy, needed a ride, and it's snowing out, so I think he said it was like 30 below or something. It was cold, and so he walks down the street, gets some dinner, It's and so then he's like next morning I was like, oh, how am I getting back to the airport in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
And this same guy that gave him the ride there, his uncle or brother or something, oh, I'll give you. Shows up. I'll give you a ride, no problem. And complete stranger, he's like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, hey, I'll give you a ride. There's
Mm-hmm.
an old guy, retired,
Mm-hmm.
and gives him the ride to the airport, and everybody knows everybody there. This guy
Yeah,
knows
small
all the
town
people.
life. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows him at the airport, and kind of find out this guy's like one of the richest guys in town.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always helping people out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the British guy just went away. Was like, this is the way it should be.
Yeah.
People helping people, and
Yeah.
it's just you know
It
it's
should be,
well
and
they
it
had
is. It is still like that. Everyone's not messed up.
yeah, no, they
Yeah.
had one TSA guy. It's just like they had one TSA guy at
Yeah.
this little airport, and you know doing the checking. They had to do the same routine, check your bags and all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it was just. And when he took off, it was freaking. It had snowed like 2 foot the night
Mm-hmm.
before, but they cleaned the runway off and then
Mm-hmm.
they took off. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
back to Denver. So
I don't think. Have I ever been in Nebraska? I don't think so.
um,
I'm trying to think if I've ever been in Nebraska.
um,
I don't know.
I don't
That's
think. I don't think I've even had a connecting flight in Nebraska. I don't think
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to
that's
Nebraska.
that's
To
one of
be
those
honest.
places I haven't been to yet. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No.
But it was just like he just went away like wow. I'm like I'm in. He was impressed beyond all words. It's
Hmm.
just,
A
yeah,
lot of times, small towns are really the people in small towns are awesome because they're just
yeah,
happy to see you that you're from somewhere else and
yeah,
hear a different accent and see a different person or whatever, and they don't have
help you out.
reason to be as upset as, let's say, you go to a big city where everyone's like fuck you. you know
Yeah, Uber it, bitch. Uber it. Yeah.
you
There's
know
no Uber in this town. There's no Lyft. There's no Uber.
yeah.
None of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Skivvy Waver says visited Madras back in '69 or '70. Very diverse mud huts on one side of the street, modern university on the other side. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
uh,
Madras. Yeah, that's what my people are Madrasi.
oh, in Nigeria, I mean.
No, from India, on my mother's side.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, my
okay.
mother was a Madrasi uh, Indian. So,
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's there's a lot. That's like yeah, there's a lot of different. Just like in places in Africa, you got a lot of different tribes. Indians have a lot of different
Yeah.
tribes and stuff like that
Well,
too.
it's a
So
huge ass country. So
yeah, hmm
yeah,
and with
it's
a
like a
deep
con.
history, man.
Oh yeah. Yep.
A deep history.
Oh,
I mean, England did a number on those people too.
yeah.
And before that, other people.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you can argue the did part. I mean, I would like to see what India would be like if there would been no English there.
oh, I
Um,
don't know. I mean, that I don't ever think about. I don't think about the world like that because we can't stop one set of people from conquering the other people.
no, I
You know?
mean the infrastructure and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, the infrastructure? I don't know.
buildings and
Yeah,
stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
Africa is a good example of that in a lot of senses too. I mean,
Mhm.
the the and the Europeans built a lot of stuff when they were there.
Mhm.
Not only whatever they did, they built stuff.
Mhm.
They built buildings, they built sewers, they
The
built water
conquerors
plants.
always bring things. The Romans brought things. The Vikings brought things to England when they
Yeah,
conquered it, right?
yeah,
It
yeah,
always brings things. But yeah, I mean, look, the African continent is one of the like most resource wealthy continents, right? And you've had on the
Mhm.
African continent there's people in different parts of Africa. They're some of the wealthiest people. But yeah, what do they do necessarily on their own? What do they develop?
yeah.
I think
Right.
sometimes the nations that go out there and conquer other nations, that's how you advance. That strife that we're talking about is actually how you advance not only yourself but the other people. I mean,
Right.
if you look at Native American Indians, I'm not going to say they were peaceful, but they really weren't
No,
very interested in
no, they
really
weren't.
like a lot of conquering or anything like that.
Well, yeah. Aside from each other,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
and
You know.
and they weren't all peaceful either. So
No, I don't
um,
think they were. No, of course they were not. And they owned slaves, by the way, even before
yeah,
like the
yeah.
African form of slavery
Yeah,
came
other
came
other
here. They
other
owned,
tribes and other
yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
they owned African slaves too.
Oh
They
yeah,
did.
once all that stuff started, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they owned
Uh,
African slaves. So they pretend like they didn't ever do that, but. I was looking at a documentary of this black guy that was a reporter for a long time, and he retired, and he wanted to
yeah.
go back and figure out his family, and he figured out that his family belonged to to an Indian tribe,
Me-
and
right.
then they got freedom, and then the Indians, like, because what the Indians would do though is if you were free, they were like, hey, you could now be part of the tribe, or you could go about and do your own thing. And I think
Yeah.
they gave the family a bunch of land, but he was trying to research it, and all the tribes he went to didn't want to talk shit about that.
Yeah, because the truth is not necessarily always pleasant,
Yeah. So I think.
or or like the party line, what you want it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to say like one nation conquering another is a fun thing, but I think that this is all part of the process that we go. So, for example, America was a colony of the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
You know, this was a colony of the United Kingdom, and they sent a lot of people here that they didn't want for whatever reasons. This was like, you know,
Yeah.
this was like the
The
Dark
pro.
Continent, like how they looked at
Let,
Africa, like, hey, you might not come back. They sent people
let's
here,
get
you might
let's
not come
let's
back.
let's get rid of this nutty religious group and let's
Yeah,
send this person over there. And
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. What they did with Australia and all that.
yeah. Prisoner
But out
colonies,
of
basically.
that, America one day, we just went through Independence Day. The Americans and the people who were here were from all parts of Europe and other places in the
Yeah.
world, and they rebelled against that, and
Well,
they won out, and today America is the superpower on the face of the planet that
yeah.
changes the history of a lot of things, you know.
Real toilets and toilet paper. What else you need? Come on. Anyway.
There's some savage places in England, man.
Uh,
There's some outhouses in England still.
you can find that hole in the floor too, and all over Europe.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, I
don't get
know.
don't get yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
But
it.
you should have saw him on the train. He goes in there because what's one of his things is when he goes on the airplane, whatever airplane, he goes in the bathroom. He's going to see the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So is it dirty, clean, is whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes in there and it's like cameras right down to the
Mm-hmm.
stainless steel hole in the floor.
Oh
And he's
boy.
just like,
Oh,
I
stainless
think that
steel. That's high tech.
yeah, and it's got the foot places for your feet and the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, like, I bet that goes right on the tracks. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Mech AG said, I thought Muslim rulers ruled most of India before the English arrived. Not sure how different they were from others.
no,
I,
the Hindus have been there, and the Sikhs and Hindus
yeah,
and
and like what's his name? Genghis Khan. There's been a lot of rulers on different places on
yeah,
the planet, including like
the Mongols and yeah,
yeah, and all of that. So everyone's been ruled, and that's somehow like that's sometimes how genetics gets passed on or mixed up. Which mixing up genetics makes us stronger. Okay,
the
you
the
know.
the the thing that happened when the Brits left, they left like we left Afghanistan really quickly.
Mhm.
That you had the Muslims on one side and the Hindus on the other
Mhm.
side, and 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 they both have brutalized each other
Yeah.
until Pakistan was formed and all
Yeah.
that stuff
Yeah.
after
And there
that.
was
So
holy wars and the Crusades and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's why you go to Iran. If you go to Iran, you
Mhm.
find people with all green eyes
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
things
for
like
sure.
that, and
Yeah.
that's not because that's because the Europeans passed them through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You know, it's I have to say this again. This is what
that's a
civilization comes from. The fact of
that's
us
the world.
getting up and moving and fighting people. This is how we move forward. And it's not to say that it's 100% good thing, because it's not. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. We're gonna take a quick break here. We'll be right back. The Who Moved My Freedom podcast is made possible by our partners at 2A Commerce. Veteran-owned and with over 20 years experience, 2A Commerce is the leader in custom e-commerce and web application development in the shooting sports industry. Clients include major brands such as Guard Dog Body Armor, Sylvan Arms, AccuFire Technologies, The Tactical Games, Warrior Knife Company, and yours truly, Hank Strange. Visit 2A Commerce and support this show by supporting them. Once again, visit the number 2acommerce.com. Yeah, I heard you click-clacking something over there. We didn't really show any guns, so we probably need to. Babyface sending us some kind of article.
Yeah, he's supposed to be eating. Where the hell is he's not eating if he's texting me?
Yeah, no, Babyface is all. His idea of being disconnected from the news is not 100% disconnected.
I told that boy he needs to back out of the news a little bit. I think it sometimes the news drives him to the edge. I don't know. I don't miss watching the news at all.
Yeah, he's sending us an article from the New York Post. I guess I could throw it up here briefly, although we're going to talk about some guns. Wild video shows New York City bodega worker allegedly stabbing a man to death. It says surveillance video captures the moment a Manhattan bodega worker allegedly stabbed a customer to death after the enraged man came around the counter and attacked him over a bag of chips. Ugh. Lots of stuff.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it self-defense or was it?
I mean, if you're getting attacked,
Yeah.
But didn't we just talk about bodegas?
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. So explain to me the whole bodega thing exactly.
So like a bodega is like it's like a little mini supermarket, but typically in New York they're open like 24 hours a day. And there's always like bulletproof plexiglass and stuff like that in there because it's always dangerous. And you might not have access, so like 3 o'clock in the morning, you might not have access to the whole store. There's like
go through a window.
Yeah, it's like a window that you could go to there and buy stuff and they'll give you things. But they're always getting robbed, so they've got the bulletproof stuff and all that. Or while you're there getting something at 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody robs your ass. That's what happened to Juicy Smollett, remember? He got like attacked by two Nigerian dudes on the
with a rope
because he went at 3 o'clock in the morning in a snowstorm. I grew up in New York City. I never went out in a snowstorm to get shit to eat.
It was 20 below that night, 20 below zero, and you were out wandering around. I don't think so.
Yeah. So bodegas are like that, but it's always some craziness in the bodega. It's like a real small store,
Yeah.
It's probably the size of a gas station store or smaller.
Okay.
But people in New York City don't go. There's supermarkets too. But a lot of people won't go to the supermarkets and do their shopping for a week or 2 weeks or a month. They'll just go get stuff from the bodega as they need it. Which is, it's like an insane, it's kind of a right now thought. And that right now kind of thought is what gets you in trouble. Right? Because if shit happens...
Yeah.
Now what? So yeah.
Well, somebody lost their life over a bag of chips.
There's always something like that happening in bodegas, man. They're always getting held up. There's always some kind of crazy thing. New York City, for all this shit that they do to people, like people were talking about New Jersey now is from that Supreme Court things, a lot of these communist states like New Jersey, California, you name it, they're all pushing back by just making more laws. Now New Jersey wants to track all ammo purchases. New York wants to make it even more difficult for you to get a CCW in New York and all that. So none of this stuff helps anything. It just makes everyone crazy, and they don't want you to be able to protect. Why would a place not want you to be able to protect yourself?
Well, and another thing it does too, it costs a lot of money for the government to do all this silly shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
people have, it's like,
you.
Well, I mean, you got to have somebody processing papers and touching stuff, and you got to make forms, and you got to do this, and it's like, why?
So that you make jobs for people. Come on.
I mean,
you got to invent some jobs. How is someone going to be corrupt and get bribed?
42 Chill said, ban 50 cals. Yeah.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, here's your 50. Oh, yeah. Let's show some guns. What is this?
This is one of the R50s. One of my single shot R50s with a
Mm-hmm.
scope rail that's not anodized on it. So
Ah.
just it's one of my own
Mm-hmm.
personal ones.
Mm-hmm.
What
What
else
else?
is
I know
there?
you had a bunch of guns you were showing me before we started. Okay,
This
what's
is
this one?
a European American Armory Witness 9, they call
Mm-hmm.
it. It's
Mm-hmm.
polymer lower seal slide. It's a CZ75 knockoff.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Are you
I
getting
bought
ready to
it.
send some stuff off to the auction or Arms
I
List,
think I
Walter?
am.
You
This
can you can go to Arms List because they charge money now, so there's it's more secure. There's a paywall.
ah this beautiful
Oh, look at that! Yeah.
that beautiful sky pistol that I have. I think I'm gonna
hmm
find it a new home because this is stuff I don't use.
Where
I
did
mean,
that?
I just
Oh, okay. I think we had the Sky people on, right? Yeah,
yeah,
it's a while ago.
that was something that they sent me. I tried
hmm
it out. It worked all right.
Yeah.
Um, this one's not going anywhere. This is a compact entry stock from Safety Harbor Firearms for the SIG MPX,
Oh, nice.
MCX, excuse me, the
hmm
rifle.
hmm
Um, but yeah, that's that.
hmm
Yeah. So
Nice.
that's gonna go back in the safe.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
Let's see.
oh,
You
what
had some
else?
other handguns. I saw several handguns before we started.
Handguns. Yeah, this one is a uh, Yugoslavian M70, Model 70,
hmm
and 32 auto. It's a like a police type
Is
pistol
this
that they
going to the
use.
auction?
No, this one's
Oh,
not. It's gonna go
oh,
back
oh,
in the.
oh. Okay, it looks cool.
This one here's got a story. When I bought this, I took it out to Hank's to shoot it for the first time, and I didn't clean it, and it's full of cosmoline inside.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It, and the only way I could get it to fire was to set it out in the sun, so the sun would
Yes, melt it.
melt the cosmoline out. Because my lazy ass didn't clean it before we took it out there.
Yeah,
So, and it's still got the cosmoline in it. So,
yeah. Believe it or
um,
not, Walter is not the most interested in making videos. He's the most
well, no, no,
interested
no,
in
no.
pulling triggers.
I'm not the most interested in cleaning guns. Okay,
Oh, there you go.
so
Cleaning
yeah.
guns either. Yeah.
If
Or
I
making
shoot it with
sure fire pins are in things.
well, that I can't help that. That happens.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and speaking of that, I think this one went to SHOT Show last year for a display, and I did put the firing pin back in it when I left
Mhm.
I brought it back home from the shop.
Mhm.
Still, most of my guns that I took to the SHOT Show last year still don't have the firing pins back in them. So.
Yeah, I mean because before you know it, you're going to be going back to SHOT Show again.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, like so, to give a people a little preview, is it tomorrow? I think tomorrow my friend Rob is coming on, and he's the Overland Gear guy, and he also has something called like, is it called Vest Gear? He has like a company where he makes gear for like the law enforcement side, like for gun stuff and
Okay.
all that. But then he also
Right.
makes gear stuff for vans. I think that's what you're doing double duty. Lola
Yeah,
told me
yeah,
she already
yep,
talked to you
yep.
about it.
I volunteered. Yep, yep.
So like look, he makes these so for example, this is stuff from Overland Gear Guy. I have a whole bunch of stuff, but see this is from Overland Gear Guy right there. That's what's on it. And see these go like in the windows.
Okay, cool.
So you get it's like insulation, added insulation for when it's hot. So he does a lot of stuff like that, a lot of cool bags and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, he's a big gun guy. And you and him are going to be hanging out tomorrow. I thought you guys would get along. Oh yeah, there you go. HK. He's a big HK guy.
This is the Pakistani PK5. I showed this to you guys the other day, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So you put a.
Compact entry stock.
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks. So
Looks
when you
great.
had when you were on, that wasn't on there, right? Or was it? No, it was. I can't remember if it was
It
on
was.
there.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, and it works good too.
Mhm.
Not only does it look good, it actually works.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? When I took this out shooting, I used it as a brace,
Mhm.
and it actually worked pretty damn well. I was like really,
Yeah.
really surprised.
Yeah. The tail hook works.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
use it as it's intended,
Mhm.
and yeah.
You could crack
I-
coconuts with that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. One thing I've been really surprised about, and speaking of braces and all that, that the actual handicapped aspect of the brace has not been
A factor? No one's talking about it?
exercised yet. And
No,
and the
there needs
fact
to be.
that and the fact that you're actually, I mean, if you build a shop, I have to
Hmm.
have a handicapped bathroom. I have to have
Hmm.
this. I have to have that. And in reality, 9 times out of 10, bless the handicapped folks, but 9 times out of 10, it's never going to be used by a handicapped person.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
by law, you have to have all these things. So
Right.
if you're taking away the ability of the handicapped person to use his firearm, aren't you violating his rights?
I think there's going to be some challenges. I'm not sure if there's any cases or anything that's out there now, but a lot of that stuff's going to have to go to the Supreme Court, right? Because the lower courts aren't giving us, any relief. So, by the way, do you guys still have any of the Keg 12s? What kind of Keg 12s do you have left? See, here's my Keg 12
I
right there
believe
from
we
Safety
have.
Harbor.
I
There you
believe
go.
we have. I believe we have some 20 gauges and some 410s.
Hmm.
We might even have some 10-inch 12 gauges.
Hmm.
Um, Speaking of that, I'm going to be going through my own. I say my own stock. The post samples that excuse me, the AOWs. God, I'm burping. That I have
Right.
that I have sitting in the safe that I've
Uh-huh.
been kind of guns that I take out and shoot with you and things like that.
Right,
I'm
right,
gonna
right.
I'm gonna cull the herd a little bit.
Uh-oh.
So some more of those are gonna be available just for people.
Oh, okay.
Um,
You know what I think you don't use, and you should just get rid of it because it's like a anchor weighing you down. Your
okay.
your arm pistol. You don't need that thing, Walter. You don't need it. You don't need it. Mm,
Eh.
nah.
This
Yeah.
this was the Mossberg Shockwave. I think this month.
Oh.
Yes, Mossberg. Yeah,
Okay.
basically with the tail hook brace on it
Mhm.
and collapsible stock,
Mhm.
using the Mesa Tactical Grip Adapter
Oh,
right
okay.
there,
Mhm.
and the Keg 12 front grip with a custom special that I made, shortened,
I don't think
ventilated
I ever saw
handguard.
this. Did we do a video with this? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't remember it. I remember when you bought this gun, but I don't remember ever seeing all of this stuff going on it. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
For all I know,
we'll
we
have
made
to.
a lot of videos. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
even
have to
though
do something again.
even though the
It is.
videos get smacked upside the head, we made a lot of them.
Yeah.
you know, this is my mare's leg, which I've shown off here already. Is this? No, this is the
That's
no.
a
This is the axe. This is the axe. The side loading.
410.
Um, hold on.
Is that the one I
No,
tried to
this
load the wrong way?
is 410. This is the 410. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I tried to
Yeah.
load the wrong way and jammed it up. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Um, very cool. I've never modified it or anything like that. Once I actually figure out how to 3D print some stuff, I might, might do some stuff with this. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see here what we get into with it. Yeah, I think we do have a video of you jamming this up.
I tried to put the shells in the wrong way, I think is what happened.
Yeah, because I think they specifically told us not to.
And
Or
I
we didn't
did.
read
I
the
went in the wrong way.
instructions. Yeah, that's
No,
where we didn't read the instructions, right?
I don't need no stinking instructions. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember something. I think Patrick was
Yeah, it
there
was
on
my
that
fault. On that one, that was my doing that day.
one. Hmm.
Yeah.
What
Not
other
surprising.
what other stuff is going off? What's going off to the auction block here?
I don't know. I got to crack open the saves and just see if what I have. There's a couple guns I have doubles and triples of. Um, there's some shotguns that I have extras of, Model 11 Remingtons.
Hmm.
Nothing really too exciting. Not too exciting. Um, but yeah, it's just the point where I gotta cull the herd a little bit to make room for things I really want. So,
Hmm. Oh, okay. So you're planning on
well,
some new stuff is coming in.
I have storage issues. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would tell you to store some of them over at my place. I got storage
Then,
issues.
then you'll have storage issues too.
Yeah,
So,
myself. No,
yeah,
you need a bigger warehouse, man.
I need a whole house just for my stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it'd be
Good
nice
luck
to
with
have
that right now.
a play shop, where you
Hmm.
just have the vehicles and my stuff
Yeah,
and
like a clubhouse, you know.
yeah, there you go, a
Yeah,
clubhouse.
like a
Yeah,
clubhouse. Yeah, if I want to
yeah.
save my R8 from the squirrels, I'll just put it over there.
In the clubhouse. It's like
Yeah.
our gang. It's like the our gang
Yeah.
clubhouse. Yeah.
Just get one of those spinning,
Oh,
those spinning things for the cars that it just goes around. You put
yeah.
some seats,
That was
a turntable.
what was it? The TV show was from the 70s or 80s. Matt, well, not Matlock, but
Hmm.
the one he was like a uh, private detective or guy.
Hmm.
Spencer for Hire, I think it was.
Yeah, Spencer for Hire.
Didn't he have the turntable in his house for his car?
Huh? I don't. You know what? I don't
I
remember
remember.
that. I remember
I
Spencer
remember
for Hire, but I don't remember.
one of those shows. The guy would drive in, and the car would spin around, and be ready to go right out the door. Um,
Really? Okay.
yeah, I can't remember
Yeah.
what that is.
I always wanted a turntable, man, for my car. Put a nice car there. You put some seats around it. Hang your TV
Oh,
down from the ceiling.
it's like the centerpiece in your house.
Yeah, you know. But that's the living room. So then you hang everything, and you could just sit there, and your car could just be spinning. You know, just showing off. You know what I'm saying? For your
Yeah,
own self. For your own self. I mean, you know.
naturally, yes.
Yeah,
Naturally.
yeah. The
That's
most important thing of the car is how it looks.
well, yes.
That's a big factor.
Yeah, because a lot of nice looking cars that don't run worth a shit. So
Well, yeah, this
yeah,
is true. This
they
is
got the
true.
big old wheels and a nice paint job, but they don't
Yeah.
run worth a
I
crap.
mean, don't you like to look? Maybe not your everyday driver. You don't care about it, but don't you like to
Right.
when you get out of your nice car? Don't you like to get out of it and like, it looks good?
I mean, even my so not so nice car, I still get at it and look sometimes. Like, it's a cute little car I got there, the Abarth stuff like
Hmm.
that. So
Hmm. No, the
yeah,
Abarth is a good looking car.
yeah. I mean,
That's way better than
it,
a Mini. A Mini is shit compared to that, as far as I'm
it's
concerned.
showing its age though a little bit right now. The paint's starting to do weird stuff. So,
Oh well,
but my son goes, well, just get it wrapped. Just get it wrapped. I'm like,
that.
maybe I want to have a red Abarth now. So wrap it red or something.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You don't want to seal in any horribleness, though.
No.
You want to make sure that you don't seal in something bad that's going on there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with wrapping. I think wrapping it is it's cool, but it's a small car. That paint
Yeah.
job's not going to be that expensive if you have to do a paint job on it, and you might just be able to take it to like a detailer, and they could
I,
bring the luster back.
yeah, I mean, but some of it might be able to be
Yeah,
buffed out, some of
yeah.
that.
I mean, that car is like an old Italian supermodel chick now. She's kind of old. She's got some strings of gray hair, but she's still sexy.
But she knows how to work it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's got experience now.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
broken in. Yeah, it's still a
There's no
cool car.
there's no games. There's no games. There's no games.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
business.
Appreciation.
It's all business.
Yeah, it's an appreciation of it. I think that's still a cool car, man. And did they stop making those?
You were saying something about they stopped making
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
I'm not sure they're doing. I don't think they're doing the Abarths anymore for sure. Maybe I don't know if they're doing the Fiat 500s anymore. Now that
Yeah.
company is Stellantis. I was talking
Yeah.
about that in one of my recent videos on Stranger Palooza because
Right.
the Ram ProMaster is part of the whole Stellantis group, which used to be Fiat, Chrysler, and now it's a bunch of like French, Italian cars in there. So, um, you know,
I'm typing in to see if it says Fiat Abarth still being made.
yeah, I
No
don't know.
longer the Fiat 124 and the 124 Spider Abarth are no longer in production. So
Oh,
what
okay.
about the straight up Abarth?
Yeah,
Let's
I thought
answer this
they.
question.
Yeah, I don't. I thought they weren't necessarily
No,
doing it. It's still.
No, actually, for the 2020 model year, Fiat announced it was discontinuing the sale and production of Fiat 500,
Mm-hmm.
500e, and the Performance 500 abarth in North America.
Yeah, I think I sent you an article on that when that happened.
Yeah.
Sounds like, yeah. By
Wow.
the way, Armament and Axes gave us $5.
Five
So
dollar.
some of that goes to you. He says Hank is a dork. Wait, Walt is a cool take my money goober. So there you go. So there you go. Walt is cool. Hank is a dork.
Dork.
Yeah.
The Dorkman. Dorkster.
So we wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of manufacturers like Safety Harbor Firearms. SHF is a quintessential family-owned small business, totally representative of the American dream. Safety Harbor Firearms is a Florida-based manufacturer of the compact entry stock and the SHTF 50 upper for an AR-15 lower. Also, SHF happily delivers on your Sten gun parts needs. So don't forget to check out stenparts.com and safetyharborfirearms.com. Boom, there you go. You could tow with your sprinter, you could tow that apart.
Yeah, no problem.
Could.
It would take it. Yeah, if you had
Yeah.
as long as you don't have a trailer that's too heavy.
Yeah, you make a nice little sexy Italian looking trailer for that thing.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah.
You know,
Let me show everybody this world. This is the world's heaviest handgun, my opinion.
What the heck is this
This is a CZ 805.
Oh, 805.
CZ 805.
Okay. Jeez.
So that's been replaced by the Bren 2.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing, in my opinion, is the world's heaviest pistol. I mean,
okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, maybe if you have an HK91 pistol, that would probably be a little heavier.
Right.
But this one's pretty heavy. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of HK stuff?
Well,
you should.
Okay, I have MP5 guns, and then I have the 91 type gun.
You should
I have a 93 also.
See what HK stuff you have, man, because Rob is a big fan. That's coming on tomorrow. He is a big fan of HK, but he's got a bunch of different guns. I think he has the Century Arms HK MP5. He's got the Century Arms one. Yeah. So
do I.
Yeah. I think you guys will get along. He's a cool dude. He used to be in law enforcement, and then he retired. He has a Sprinter van. You have a Sprinter van. You know.
Yeah.
He likes guns. You like guns. You know?
Is this like you're setting us up for a date or something? Come on, come on.
I figured somewhere here you're also gonna need some. You're gonna need some gear for your van.
For my van, yeah.
Yeah.
I might need those window coverings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got a lot of Sprinter van stuff. Now I don't know if he goes back to the year of your, but we'll ask him that tomorrow when he when
because
he's
I got
on.
old school.
Yeah. And then I think Thursday is Langley Adventure Outdoors, if I'm saying it correctly.
Mm.
I call him in my brain. I call him Bray, but Braden. There you go. From Langley. Some people know who I'm talking about out there. People know.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's coming on Thursday, and he was actually at that Fort Scott thing that I went to, so I met him.
Oh, okay.
I think I've actually met him before. I've met him somewhere before. But yeah, he does a lot of like currently what's happening in the gun world in terms of news and stuff like that.
Oh.
Like Guns and Gadgets does a lot of that stuff. He does that as well. So
Peggy, when we were talking about Keg 12s,
mm-hmm.
Peggy texted me, only have 120 gauge, I think. That's what.
Only 120 gauge left.
Yeah, so we're down to the bottom of the barrel until I go into the safe and just pick out the things. I have somebody else I need to call first that called me. That I know from the Knob Creek that was looking for a, but after that I might have a couple extras. So,
okay.
I just it's one of those things where you look, you go, why do I have 5 or 6 of these shotguns? I don't really need 5 or 6 of these shotguns.
Okay.
I need maybe one to play with when I want to play.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone's looking for one, they have to wait for you to
let me
to
do
go
a little
through that
inventory
and see what's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going a little. We're a little bit over here. We're gonna wrap it up right now. I'm gonna let Walt tell you guys how you can communicate with him. You want to find out more stuff. You want to see what Walt has left, when stocks are coming out, or whatever it is you want to know about.
One of my chores today was deburring MP5, I believe MP5K rods. So another batch of K rods going off to get coated. We're working on MP5 rear ends, full size MP5 rear ends, in the machines right now. So yeah, we're making parts. Just got to keep checking the website and all that stuff. Oh, another interesting thing. My wife got a package today from the Ukraine.
Uh-oh.
She bought a laptop. I opened it up. It's a laptop, like a, what do you call it? Not a laptop, but the Apple iPad case.
Oh, it's an
Made
iPad case. Yeah, they make a lot of stuff
Yeah.
in the Ukraine. A lot of stuff is made there. That's part of the reason stuff isn't getting out
and
there. There's a lot of wiring harnesses for cars are made in the Ukraine for a lot of European cars. So like Audi's stuff is made over there. That's why there's a lot of parts that they can't get their hands on right now.
Yeah, it's like a purplish leather case.
Oh, sweet.
Postal.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So if you want to check out Safety Hour Firearms, you can see us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. There's also Dirtfoot Racing for the mini bike and engine and miscellaneous stuff. I posted some stuff from the 4th of July there on Dirtfoot Racing, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. It's also on Utreon, whatever it gets shared there. And then there's Sten Parts, stenparts.com, parts, pieces, stuff like that. And Mower Death.
Mower Death.
Good old-fashioned Mower Death. Who hasn't been to Mower Death, check out Mower Death.
Right.
Mower Death has, it's old stuff for me, but it's shooting lawnmowers.
It should be a rock band.
Yeah, Mower Death, yeah. Hopefully in the future I'm going to do some more Mower Death stuff. So
Oh, okay.
She's got to get some donor mowers. But
Absolutely.
anyway.
42 Chill says keep calling your reps even when bad things are not happening. You know, when things are keep calling your reps. If UPS or anybody else destroys your stuff, I say
class action lawsuit.
Class action lawsuits, and don't
once
go
they
for
take
the okie doke.
Once they take, I think if they take stuff in their possession and they take it and they destroy it, that's bad juju on it. They can't just.
Oh yeah. We got to sue them. We got to push back on them. We have to let them know that this is America. And this bullshit cannot stand. The companies need to do it. Hopefully a lot of these companies wake up now and do something about it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run in the end because I know folks want to go off and do a bunch of other stuff. Walt and I will be back tomorrow, like I said, with my friend Rob of Overland Gear Guy. He's going to be back hanging out with us tomorrow, talking about guns and gear and a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm going to run in the end, and Walt is going to leave us with words of wisdom. Let me run the end in real quick. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with us here. It's been a good show. Appalachian Gunrunner says, good show. Thank you very much. We're going to rip the audio out of this, throw it up on iTunes, Podbean. You can get it from hankstrange.com, wherever you get your audio podcast from. I know we're adding it to a bunch of different places, including we're part of the Firearms Radio Network. So, 42 Chill says, stay strapped. And Armin and Axis says, peace to all. Stay 2A strong. Walt, words of wisdom.
Hank is not a dork.
I don't care.
Hank is Hank. Hank is Hank, and he just can't help it. That's all.
Yeah. Armin and Axis just wants me to be a dork like him. You know, I guess dorks don't like to be lonely. He doesn't want to be lonely. He needs other people to be on the dork side of the line. the dork side.
Why be normal? Why be a dork? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you got?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Listen, just keep moving on. That would be my thing to you folks out there. You got to get up every day. Like I gave advice to my youngin, get up every day, make your bed, get out there and do something.
Make some money.
Yeah, that's my advice to you. Let me hit the buttons here. And yeah. Let me see. Okay, hit that and hit this. We out of here.